So the A7R3 specs are finally here and been announced, coming up. Hi there guys, I'm Adrian from IAmJadoreTV. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing, give this channel a like, share. I have much more content like this. If you haven't already watched my Sony A7Riii and what I think and what it can do, click up in the card above and you can go watch that. Without further ado, we're going to get right into this video. So we have here, I'm just going to run through little specs. I have them up on the screen here. Just going to run through a couple of the specs here. So if we start off with the megapixels, it's got 42.4 megapixels, so a lot of megapixels there. The sensor as well is actually the same from the A7R2, but what they've done is they've utilized obviously the technology better in that to make the image quality a lot better. Because I think in the years to come, I don't think there's going to be more cameras that are going to really exceed the 40 to 50 megapixel sizes. What I think they're going to do is just have better ways to utilize those to ensure better image quality. But I don't know, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe there'll be another camera that comes out that has 100 megapixels or something. But I think that's what they're going to try and do now. So what else? They have the file formats as well. They actually have 4K video, 4K video. It's not cropped, so you're gonna get the full, you're getting the full width of what you're shooting in 4K. I think that's up to 60 FPS. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it might be 30 FPS if I'm correct. A lot of them just say 4K video. It's not really specifying the FPS. If anybody does know, leave it in the comments below. But it does do full HD video now up to 120 FPS. So you got 1080 at 120, and obviously it will have lower stops FPS. Sorry, stops down there for you. If we go down to the here, it has it actually here, video format. So yeah, it's got 4K. It's at 30 FPS. So that's the highest it will get. It hasn't got 60 FPS, so you got 4K at 29.97 FPS. Then you've got obviously the 1080 at the 120, and obviously and so on and so on. So yeah, it's still, I mean, it's still better than a lot out there. It's still got the 4K and at 30 FPS uncropped, so you got the full width, which is obviously going to be great. And obviously it's smaller, so if you're a vlogger, although it doesn't have the articulating screen, but if you got a wide enough lens, autofocus, you know. Obviously the focus, I think this got phase detection, autofocus points 399, and contrast detection 425 autofocus points there, which is a lot of focus points. I mean, I'm only shooting on the first one, the A7. And the focus points is wide, is great. It covers the whole screen, so I could only imagine the sensitivity with and the focusing capabilities with 399 phase detection and contrast detection 425. I mean, that's going to be great, because apparently they have said this is actually their highest quality image Sony that they literally produce at this point in time. They have a wider native ISO range, and the ISO range, to go find those, they got native 100 to 32,000, extended to 102,400. Again, with the clarity, and this hasn't got, I don't think this has a AA filter. I think this one does. But I think with that quality, I think you can, with my Sony, I mean, I can go up to quite a decent ISO range. So with this quality, and they've said if they've improved the megapixels and utilized the megapixels better, so in low light this will be better as well. So they could bump up that ISO. You're not going to get noise in the pictures. It's probably going to be a lot better. Uh, what else have they got here? Let's switch back. Multi-shot pixel shift function, and I think what they do with that one is they're gonna shoot 4 images, and then in the software that they give you, you can put it together. So the software will put the 4 images together, and then it will just create the best possible pixels out of those 4 shots, put them together to make the clearest picture possible of what you've taken. I don't know how many of those. I mean, if it's just like a 1 or 2 shots or just a portrait, because I couldn't imagine shooting that the whole shoot, if that makes sense. But it's still a great function. If it's like for a print or billboards and stuff like that, obviously you would use something like that. So that is very handy. Like I said before, 4K video without pixel binding. 10 frames per second. I mean, that is a massive jump. In 10 frames a second at 42 megapixels, I think you can get something like 80 something shots out of that before obviously the buffer starts slowing down. I mean, 42 megapixel, 10 frames a second, uncompressed raw. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, up from 5 ps. I mean, I struggle with with FPS, because especially when I'm doing shooting, when I'm doing smoke bomb shoots and stuff, and the model's moving. I mean, that 5 FPS is killer for those, man. It's not cutting it. So it's great that you can get 10 FPS. See what other they got here. Improved battery life with the bigger battery, and this takes the same grip as the A9, so you can get that massive battery, so you can last a lot longer. I know people have been complaining. The main issue is saying that their batteries don't last. I personally don't have an issue. Their batteries are cheap anyway. I mean, I have 2 batteries that cost me £11 UK, £11 sterling, and on an average shoot, I remember I use manual focus peaking, live view all day, and I don't even get through one. I'll definitely, if I do get through one, I'll definitely not get through the second one, and I'll never get to the third one on the shoot. So for me, if you're video recording, that's a different story, then it will drain out. But for pictures, I mean, my batteries are fine. But with this will definitely probably last you all day, just the one. I know people don't usually just tend to have one battery, but this is a great upgrade as well for that. As well, this has a touchscreen. Well, they've added touchscreen focus point control, so that means if you're shooting with your eye up to the viewfinder, you can use the touchscreen with the focus point control. Also, it's got a joystick as well, new autofocus point joystick. Higher resolution screen, 3.6 or basically 3.7 million dot quad VGA OLED EVF. Sorry, that's EVF. Sorry. Another dual card slots. I mean, I suffer greatly with not having dual card slots. So because I only like shooting in RAW, I don't think there's a RAW plus RAW option. There's only RAW plus JPEG. So that would be great. 2 memory card slots, backup one, have a lot more space. It has a USB-C port in here as well, in addition to the micro multi-purpose USB. It always has a USB-C. It's just first generation, which is gonna be fast. Bluetooth has been added, flash sync terminal. And so it has faster AF. So this focusing is actually faster than the A7 II. And what else have they got? Have I got here to show you guys? Well, apart from that, I mean, it is a big jump. Obviously, it's a CMOS sensor. It is a big jump from the A7. And some people might think it's a big jump. I think it personally is a big jump. We'll have to see the comparisons. You have to get them both in your hand. Wait for the reviews to come out with the comparison between the A7R2 and A7R3. Is it worth upgrading to? If you're on a, like myself, I'm on an A7 first one. For me, it'll be a massive jump. It'll be great. My image quality will jump greatly, so I think it would definitely be worth it for someone like myself, or if you haven't got a mirrorless at all. If you're still on crop sensor, again, obviously it'll be a great jump. I think if you already have an A7R2, would it be worth it? If you're just looking for image quality, then I don't think so. I mean, if you want the image quality and the FPS, like I said, because the FPS was a jump up from 5 FPS. So if you're someone that shoots a lot of fast things, which I don't assume you would be if you've purchased the A7R2. But if it is, then it would be. Image quality is obviously gonna be better. 4K, that's a big thing. Touchscreen, another big thing. If those things that you're looking for, I say it's definitely an upgrade for myself. It's definitely would be a great upgrade. I'll definitely look into this. But what this also does mean, guys, that the price of the A7R, A7R2 will drop. So if you're not looking to fork out, because this is retail, around 3,200 dollars. I think it's like around the same in the UK. So it's around £3,000. I mean, you can get a good A7R2 for around 2,000 now. And if you got second hand, definitely about 1,800, 1,900. So you could be saving a couple, like $1,000 plus there if you want an A7R2 second hand. So the prices will go down. I mean, the A7R. Not that I can ever find any A7Rs online anymore, but the price definitely will be going down on those. So it might be a good opportunity to slide in and get one of those. If you're on a crop sensor, A7R, A7R2 will be brilliant. I even considering getting an A7R for my pictures. It'll be a jump from the A7 and then use my A7 as a backup, or just go straight for the A7R2 and see what the prices say. But definitely worth looking at all three of these cameras. 4 of these cameras, sorry, if you don't have a mirrorless at all. But I'm loving what they're doing. So this technically does mean there's going to be an A7S3 as well, an A7 III, and then there might be an A9 A9R. I don't know if they're going to do those, but I can't wait to see what they have in store. This is the first one. I'm surprised they didn't do the A7 III first, as the A7 came out first before the rest of them. So I'm surprised they've done the A7R3 before that, but we'll see if they do a A7 III. See, I'm getting confused. There's so many. And then, but maybe they're saving the 4K 60 FPS or 120 FPS for the A7S III, which is mainly for video. So I understand why they didn't put it in this one, because they obviously still got the A7S there. The A7 is obviously kind of the in-between camera, so I don't know what they would put in that one. That's kind of debatable what they would put in that. That might be something great for me, but then again, I'm just an image quality guy, so I know I'd go for the R series. But then if their A7 III is much better than their A7R2, then that might be the case. But there's so many guys. We're gonna have to wait and see what they have. There's so many speculations that I could just conjure up in my head right about now. But definitely, if you haven't seen my A7 review, my A7, which here, A7 and ROKINON 35 I've got on here. This is a Nikon mount. I just got an adapter. You can see you've got the adapter here. But yeah, check out the card above for my review on this, some images as well. Definitely, all the information in the bottom is this description below. The link to the A7R3, the link to the A7 that I have, the link to the ROKINON 35 that I have. Everything's in the description below. Definitely subscribe, like, comment, share this, and follow my Instagram as well for all images that I've taken. Literally all my images are taken with the Sony cameras. Sony and ROKINON 35mm I have. So definitely check that out if you're considering buying any of these. Check my Instagram if you're considering buying an A7, and the combo that I have, the image quality is the best that I've shot on in 7 years of photography. So definitely check that out, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.